morning and welcome to the Morning Spotlight. My name is Mike Ham. I'm a sales executive for Fidelity National Title Group. Today our guest is Lisa Brinkman, a principal and regional leader of HOK's Workplace Group, who leads the firm's office in Summit, New Jersey. Lisa's been a great addition to our Tuesday night virtual happy hours and another one of the great virtual connections I've had the opportunity to make over the last several weeks. Lisa, how are you today?
I'm great, Mike. It's nice to be here.
Good to have you on. So tell us a little bit about HOK and the work you're doing over there.
Sure. So HOK is actually a global architectural firm. It was founded in 1955 in St. Louis, Missouri. It's got a lot of good Midwest roots in the company as a whole. There were three partners that founded the firm, which is the Helmut, Obata, and Kesselbaum, which are the real names of the HOK.
Okay.
One of the things that a lot of people don't really know about HOK is we do have a workplace practice where we have account relationships, and that's a portion of the business that I'm very involved in addition to running the office in Summit, and we do a number of these account relationship work out of that office. We've got about 65 corporate accounts where we are either the main provider of design services or one of a small number of design firms that they work with. Verizon, TD Bank, Citigroup are some of the clients that we work with on a regular basis. And so when people think about HOK and they think about HOK, they tend to think about the big work, the global buildings, tall buildings, the big stadium work and whatever. But we really do projects of every size, shape, and form. From several thousand square feet for some of our clients to some of our corporate clients where we'll do 1 million square feet of design space for them. So we really run the gamut, and I think I recently had a situation where we pursued some work, and one of the comments that came back from the entity that we were interviewing with was, oh, well, their project would be too small for a firm like HOK, and it's not. And so that's one of the things that I struggle with or deal with in trying to combat and trying to educate people more about HOK and the full gamut of our practice.
Awesome. So over the last several weeks, what kind of conversations have you been having with your clients? Like, what are they looking for now?
Well, obviously, everyone's talking about COVID-19 and what does that mean for the workplace? What do they need to do? And I think if I had this conversation with you several weeks ago, I probably would have said, everyone is running out to buy dividers. I'm very, very happy to say that most companies are starting to take a step back and think more carefully about where they want to go. And the conversations that we are beginning to have with people is, you have the opportunity here to be more strategic in your thinking, and you have the chance, because you're not going to bring everybody back day one, to focus on getting better prepared or better equipping your people to work from home longer term, for those either that choose to, or if you didn't have a work from home policy, now is the time to finalize that policy and to really think about why people are coming to the office when they do come in, and really rethink what the office should be. We tend to be coming to the office not because we're doing heads down work, but because we need to interact with somebody. Yeah. So what is that? Where is that interaction taking place? How do we need to make those changes? And the pieces of the puzzle are really a little bit of the people part, right? And the behaviors and how people are going to engage within the office. Some of it is spatial. Are we going to use 4-foot desks going forward? Maybe not, okay. And then the other pieces are, what are the products that people need to be looking at? More germ-free surfaces. How do we think about integrating more hands-free door openers or technology that you go in the conference room, you don't need to touch anything. It's all voice activated. So I think that those are the bulk of the conversations that we're having with people. And like I said, I'm really glad to see that the knee-jerk reaction, I think, that was starting up at the very beginning is starting to subside, and people are really being very thoughtful about how they want to move forward.
Right. Yeah. So then kind of going off of that, obviously we met virtually. We've never actually met face to face.
That's right.
And obviously I've been a big proponent and supporter of like the virtual networking thing, especially obviously over the last several weeks.
Yeah.
So I know you have some thoughts. So if you wouldn't mind sharing those on the networking virtual world, I guess.
Yeah. So again, I don't want to live forever in a virtual world. I will admit I'm getting a little antsy and ready to go. But I find it really interesting. So your virtual meeting was the first one I had done of that kind. And actually, I love it.
Yeah.
And I actually think that I interact and engage with more people in that hour or hour and a half time frame than if I was in a setting where we were all together in a room. I think the virtual meeting has allowed people to go to a table and chat for a little bit. We all know why we're there. We're all there for the same reason, right? To see whether or not there's an opportunity for us to do business together. And I think people feel very comfortable in saying, all right, I'm going to move on to the next table.
Yeah.
Which I think when we're face to face, we don't do quite as much.
Right.
Or we tend to go to a room and we see the people we know and we get involved in a long, lengthy conversation with them and don't move on to meet somebody new. So I find that format to really have given me an opportunity. I think between the few weeks that I've been participating in your event and a couple of others, I probably have made 20 new contacts, which I could not possibly have made in that short a period of time in going out to events.
Right. I agree. I mean, like that's what I do for work basically, is to go out to events, and this has just been a great way to like meet people a lot faster, exactly like what you were saying. And I think that's great.
Like speed dating.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Right. So everyone, make sure to check out those Tuesday night virtual happy hours to connect with Lisa and some other great professionals. I'll put our contact info at the end of this video. Make sure to reach out to Lisa if you want to learn more about her and her business. Lisa, thanks for coming on with us today.
Thanks for having me, Mike. It's great. See you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday. And everybody else, stay safe. We'll see you next time.